You see that now he's using more color, and the color has become less watering, and more thick. And he's still using the Chinese brushes because he wants to keep the movement of the architecture.
Yeah.
I've been hearing this many times when he talks to some other very important artists in Italy. They talk about the rhythm, the music of the architecture. And they don't want it to be still. Must move, must be must be a storytelling itself by the brush stroke that are so moved and so imprecise. Have you ever heard about the macchiaioli in Italy? It is the group of Italian artists who work in the same period of the Impressionism in France. They are called macchiaioli. Macchiaioli means that they work not with precise painting, but they work with spot. Massimiliano is using, in a very personal way actually, but he's using the same kind of building the artwork.
Anna, vieni a rispondere qui col microfono, così le persone sentono. Rispondi col microfono.
There is a light on the table because the light from the top it's too down to allow him to paint. Maybe the light is taking off some of the color, but believe me, I see it from the real. The color is not thicker than what, maybe a little bit, but not much stronger than what you see. Okay? It is true that from the first line they see less. In the top, it's quite the same than the painting itself. And yes, I respond to the other question. At the beginning, Massimiliano used some very, very light color. It was, if I saw it the right way, it was a white a white watercolor with only a little bit of terra di Siena. And he used it because it is also the base of the color from the place. But he used it because he wanted to define the building. It is kind of, he was doing the studio on where he had to use the light colors and later do the dark colors on the other area. I think all the artists do, all us watercolor artists do. Before to start the painting, all of us take a moment to understand which area of the painting we have to leave white, right? I think all of you do. And this is what he did. He was deciding where the light color where should remain on the drawing, on the painting, okay? And the drawing he had was done by pencil, not charcoal, pencil. But it was very light, and as he said, was not defined like if he was doing a drawing, an artwork done by drawing. It was a sketch. With,
like a sketch, right?
With lines that were actually moving. But the geometry of the place was very well organized already.
Thank you.
The original drawing made with graphite or water-soluble graphite? The original drawing, was it graphite, water-soluble graphite?
Che ha chiesto? Non ho capito.
Se avevi usato una grafite.
Una matita normalissima. Ah, una matita F perché non mi piace che lascia troppa grafite sul foglio, quindi è molto molto leggera. Quindi è quasi come un HB.
Okay. He says he usually use an F pencil. Does this make sense in United States? Because sometimes we have different F. Because he likes a strong one. He says that he likes that the pencil doesn't leave the graphite on the and dirty the painting. So again, in this case, his drawing on the base is the studio of what he wants to do later by the watercolor painting. Now the color is very dark, it's very pure, only a little bit of water. He's like working on, and the background is also dry, so it is like if he's working on dry.
From the left to the right? Because I haven't, come la scrittura. Yeah. Sometimes I use the layer, no? But I know how to manage the tonal value, so I can start with just this part very strong and then set up the rest of my watercolor to compare with kind of tonal value.
I also believe it comes from the subject anyway, because it is the subject itself.
Yeah.
But what I'm curious about, Massimiliano, is do you do it on purpose, like it is rational, or you do it by chance, because you feel?
What?
Tu questo movimento lo fai razionale o lo fai perché ti viene spontaneo?
No, viene spontaneo.
Yeah. So he says that it is not a rational idea to approach the painting this way. Just comes. It is part of what we said before, that he used more emotion and less thinking. Actually, it is not, because believe me, when he was using the light colors and the drawing, he has made up his mind on what he was doing. He did a great studio. And probably it comes, this is my interpretation, I don't know if it is true, but probably it comes from this studio that he did before, that later he can move only by come posso dire, by improvisation, improvise, okay? Does it make sense what I'm saying to you? Like if he has already the feeling inside himself and he studied it and now he can go free. Hai capito?
No.
Se c'è qualche esercizio che
Sorry.
gli...
No, it was not my answer. I don't understand you understand the...
Se c'è qualche esercizio che hanno capito che sei un insegnante, se c'è qualche esercizio che vuoi consigliare per chi deve crescere e imparare.
Yeah, you can follow my online lessons. No, I'm joking. There are a lot of
He was joking. He said,
Yeah, yeah.
Come to my school. This is the best exercise." But I think it is true. It is true. Because I saw some of his lessons, and believe me, very interesting. He
No,
used
I
it-
like a lot to
Yeah,
joke with the people
yeah,
when
yeah.
I paint. No, like now. No,
And you
it's,
feel involved a lot,
Yeah.
so you get
Yeah.
inside the matter very much.
Yeah.
But I have an answer to your question because I know what he did. He studied every day. He was painting every day, and it still does. And this is what many of the masters that I have been the pleasure to stay on the stage with say to all the people. Never stop practicing.
Come si dice, pure quando vado a fare la spesa con mia moglie, no? Cioè dovremmo comprare cose normali, però ogni oggetto, quello potrebbe essere buono per l'acquarello, quindi è sempre tutto in funzione dell'acquarello.
Yeah, this is very interesting. He says that all his life has been all linked to watercolor, and even if he goes to the supermarket to do the shop, the buying for the family needs, sometimes he goes around and he says, "Oh, this could be good to make a good watercolor," or "This is interesting."
Not for food, but only for watercolor.
But this is true. This is part of the meaning of being an artist. When you are an artist, you are. And you live as an artist. So every day of your life, you live every minute in relation to what you are. And he practices a lot. He did before and he's still doing. And he always tells to the people, never be shy, try and retry, and whatever you do that is not good, leave it and do something else and retry it again, and try to find the way, your own way and the technical way.
Quali maestri mi hanno influenzato?
I macchiaioli.
About watercolorist.
You mean only watercolor? Are you interested only in watercolor work?
Either way, either or.
Because I mean, we live in Italy, so we have influence in every step that we do all around. No? And he lives in Rome.
But by the way, I like a lot Sargent, for example. Was Sargent. I'm talking about the master of the past. Sargent or Sigo, Edward Sigo. Huh?
Sargent you have in the museum here in Fort Worth. There are two beautiful pieces, and he says that not only watercolor, but he was very much influenced by from the history of art, from Sargent and chi è l'altro?
Sigo, Edward Sigo.
Yeah, Edward Sigo, yeah.
He's one of my favorite.
And I would add that he is very much influenced by the Italian Impressionism, that is not known as Impressionism, but in Italy it is more known as Macchiaioli, because it was a community of artists who worked in the middle of Italy, in the area of Rome a lot, and they painted a lot of watercolor also, but usually they painted oil. And they used this very same style Massimiliano is using. And while Massimiliano was developing his style, one day I saw one of his paintings, and I said, "Oh my God, this is the same as the Macchiaioli is doing the same step by step, is doing the same development." It means that when he has a subject in front of him, when he studied the subject, he divided it not in geographical area, mathematical geographical area, but spots of dark and white, light, and layer that overlaps one over the other. No?
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the colors or the shape, light and shadow.
Ma chiari scuri.
Sì.
he says it's important to care about the light and shadows and
Light and shadow, that's all, yeah. This kind of dark green, sepia, green gray, French ultramarine, a touch of ultramarine violet.
never pure.
Never. I prefer to use the colors that has inside just one pigment because I do a lot of mess inside my watercolor palette. So I mix a lot of colors. If they have just one pigment, will be 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, maybe maximum 3 pigments. If they start with 3, 4 pigments inside, becomes totally a dual. Speriamo se no scappa.
It's coming out very well.
Otherwise I go,
He wants to escape.
The light is very strong, so I have to stay in this way, just to understand what's happened on the surface of the paper. Questions are finished?
Hai quasi finito?
No, chiedo se c'hanno altre domande.
Do you have more questions?
No?
Non ho capito. Say it again. Non ho capito.
Manco a me, mo viene. Tu sai
I didn't understand, sorry. Dice quanto te manca.
Why?
Per capire quanto quando te...
No, it's
quando è che te
no,
vuoi
not
finire.
some. I think 15 minutes maximum.
15 minutes.
Too much? It's too much?
more.
It's too much? No?
No, c'hai tempo, se vuoi.
No,
ancora.
asking you if it's too much.
No, he doesn't want it to be very defined. I told you, when I hear him talking to his friends, to his talented friends, they talk about the rhythm, the movement of the place. And if you think it's something strange, because a building doesn't move unless there is an earthquake. And this is what he's doing, actually. It is all moved around.
I try. Yeah?
You normally work that way, you stand back very, very often. Someone's taking, and comes back and works closely. Do you work at a different height, maybe a lower height?
Hai capito?
No, niente.
Se lavori così anche normalmente, che stai anche con il...
No, no, absolutely, no.
No, c'hai il cavalletto.
See, I use my easel
Eh.
and it's a bit higher. Here is a bit.
Does he teach in-person classes Rome?
Yes, he does. Ho detto se insegna a chiunque. c'hai
I
una scuola?
started 8 years ago, more or less, to teach for beginner, and now I prefer to the medium level.
They had a school for a period, a very well organized school, together with other artists in Rome, and many people used to go there to attend the lessons. But they do a lot of teaching in plein air as well. That is not so common in Italy. Usually teaching is done in schools or in studio. But usually he takes his group outside around. They go around in Rome and they paint together, and he teaches during the plein air itself. No, Massimiliano?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just wondering when he says that he doesn't want to define, but is that an invitation for the person to define what the viewer wants to define, codify?
You mean you want to know to let us to ask him to let us understand what is the level of defining?
No, it's more a question of interpretation than technical. I'm just wondering that he says he doesn't want it to define, is that an invitation to the person who sees the picture to define it themselves?
In some way, I think it is. That this is my interpretation again. Of course.
Let me know, translate,
no?
please.
Hai capito? Lei
No.
chiede il fatto che tu hai deciso di non essere un iperrealista, ma di lavorare in questa maniera che non è un po' non è definita.
Sì.
No? È anche un invito al pubblico a interpretare.
If you have se c'è il carattere simile al mio che sono poco paziente mi incazzo subito.
No, vabbè, non è quello che ti
You understand?
chiede. Se te
No.
puoi insegnare anche al pubblico a interpretare, è questo che lei chiede.
Ah, beh, certo, sì, questo è un invito, certo, sì, sì.
He says, yes, probably it is like this. This is what he wants also to teach to his student. To be able to interpret other people paintings. Now we are entering the field of philosophy. But
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Thank you for the question. But he does teach to the people to learn to interpret other artists' artwork, and also he invites his students to interpret themselves when they paint. So there are two different levels. The backstage has an artist, and the front stage as a viewer, as yeah. Yes. But artists, everything in life is anyway, no? Because when you communicate, there is a filter on the other side. The people that understand your communication understand through his own feelings, his own language, his own experience. It is the same. Yeah. And it is something that is kind of interactive. It's beautiful. It is modern art has used this a lot. Abbiamo fatto un po' di filosofia, Massimiliano, hai stimolato questa...
No, sono contento.
Thank you for your question, very interesting indeed. We are not only talking about the technique, but we also talk about what is the meaning of being an artist.
giù. Ok. Cioè, voglio tanto. Sì. Si vede meglio, ok.
You see? You see it better?
Different.
This one.
Posso lavorare anche così, tanto sì, sì. Allora.
He says that now he doesn't need the light anymore because the painting has come to a structure and he can go on like this. Chiede se dipingerai il cielo o se lo lasci bianco. Anche tanto bene. What do you want? What do you
What do you want?
What do you suggest?
What do you do? Yes, maybe a bit. Okay. Thank you.
It is your fault.
Remember, if it will be not good, you are the guilty.
So to make those lines, you dried the paper first and then did just little thin lines with just water and then rubbed it?
Hai provato prima la carta per vedere quanto
No, I didn't.
te prendeva.
No.
No, he didn't do. Non farei tanto vedere.
No, infatti io questo qui lo lascio sempre molto light. Perché se lo faccio troppo importante, gli do informazioni. Questa, this is like a theater scene, ok?
Come?
My theater scene, una scena teatrale. My main actors are on the street. If I give more attention to the sky, be quiet, okay?
And the difference of the white with the color of the building is beautiful, I think.
So just a bit, not too much.
These demo paintings will be displayed somewhere that we can take a close-up photograph?
Yeah, yes, there is a special place in the venue where all the demos artwork will be hanged. So at the moment it's completely empty.
Just a bit, okay? Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you. If you like my style, I have several subjects here in my folder. You can see. To look is free, obviously. And that's all.
So sign.
Ok. Aspetta, no, tolgo lo scotch così lo faccio vedere un po' meglio.
Tolto Massimiliano potete vendere, vero?
I think so, yeah.
Ce n'hai anche altri da
Sì.
vendere?
Allora. Grazie. The light is not so good, sorry. I try to...
You can come closer. Come closer.
Maybe